Okay, what's up, guys? My name is TMossBoss, and I wanted to let you guys know about Anchor. Anchor is an app that you can download to record your podcast in the easiest way ever. Like, it doesn't require a whole lot to know. Like, you just pretty much press record and you just start doing your podcast and stuff. I don't know what you plan on doing, but you plan on doing something. That's why you're here. So, yeah, download Anchor, or you could go to their website, anchor.fm, and yeah, you could do it straight from your computer too. So yeah, it's easy. They distribute everything to they distribute your podcast to every streaming services like out there, Spotify, Apple Music, anywhere. Okay, and then you can monetize it, so you're making money off of what you love doing. All right, so people, make sure you do it. Make sure you download Anchor, or you go to their website, anchor.fm. I will talk to you guys later. Thank you guys for listening. Peace. All right, what's up, guys? Welcome to another extra of the TMossBoss show. And in today's extra, I wanted to talk on Seattle weather real quick. Let's talk on that for a second, because currently, right now, Seattle. I live outside of Seattle. I live like maybe like 30-40 minutes outside of Seattle, depending on, if it like on a day like this, it's gonna probably be like an hour and a half, close to 2 hours and stuff. I'm telling you, man, like, that's one thing about living outside of Seattle. And then before this pandemic, when I was working in downtown Seattle, like the traffic, if it was like a holiday or something, like let's say if it was like Christmas week, like I felt like this week would have been a breeze if I still would have been working at that cafe job that I was working at. By the way, for those that didn't know, I'm like, wait a minute, what happened with the cafe job? So if you are, I don't know, like I feel like some people would have to know, like, because of this pandemic, I had lost my job in the beginning at the start of this pandemic. So, well, not at the start, but more so in the beginning of quarantine. First off, I got what was it? Furloughed, and then I got laid off, and so yeah, I was like, dang, bruh, like that's how it's gonna go out. All right, fine, I guess. I'm not tripping off of it. Like the one thing about it is that I know people would probably be like thinking that I would be like, I was furious, I was upset, like I fought, like, trying to get my job back. The thing was, I already had it planned. I wasn't gonna work at this job forever. Like eventually I was gonna just be like, you know what? I'm out of here. I'm gonna do YouTube full time, and yeah, that's about it. So, anyways, and honestly, I'm having the greatest time of my life right now doing YouTube. I actually, cause no, that was the thing with YouTube. Just I guess to like like put off a little bit of motivation on you guys. My thing was is that I know I want to do YouTube full time. So I'm giving it my full time. So that's why I will wake up early in the morning doing videos or working on videos or getting prepared for videos. All throughout the day I'm recording videos or podcast stuff or whatever. And that like in the middle of the night I'm sitting there. It's like every hour of the day, bro. Every hour of the day I've at least putting in some sort of work towards YouTube or podcasting or whatever. So I kept going at it, and I kept going at it and at it and at it, and I was like, you know what? I'm like, I'm not going back. I can't do it. Nope. I'm like, I'm committed to YouTube. So yeah, YouTube's going good for me now. I really do. I enjoy and would like to thank everybody for support my channel and stuff and helping me get to the point where I can do YouTube full time. But yeah, I appreciate it. But anyways, back on Seattle weather. But no, so Seattle, like when I would, so let's say if it was like a week like this, it would be a breeze, honestly. But I think like since it's raining, it might have been like a little bit of traffic outside, like because people for some odd reason when there's like a radius when it comes to Seattle, and if you're within that radius, like a car accident is bound to happen. So most likely, if we're gonna be talking like on a car accident, oh yeah, I might end up being a little late, like, cause that was the thing. Like I was always like early at my job. I never showed up late. Like, and when I did show up late, them guys didn't care because I showed up early every single day. So they would be like, oh, that's like, you can't, like, they would be cracking jokes about it. That's why I'm all like, okay, yeah, these guys, like, they cool with me, like, but it wasn't like something where I was like, I took advantage of it. I'm like, oh, well, now I didn't show up like early all these times. I can show up late. No, I would never be that person. I'm like, I'm either there early or I'm not gonna be there at all. So I'm all like, it's either one of the two. I'm like, I'm going to be there like early or on time. I think there was like one point in time I was there on time. So but to me that was late. I'm all like, nah, I gotta have like a 30 like to it. Like I had to have like either 30 minutes to an hour head start. I'm like, can't show up there like on time or late and stuff. But although it has been times where I have showed up a little late. But yeah, like I said, them guys would be cracking jokes about it and stuff, so they wouldn't trip about it, cause it's like I worked at that place for 4 years. I barely took any days off. I always showed up early. I'm like, yo, if I'm like 2, 3, 5 minutes late, I'm like, y'all better let that slide, okay? I'm like, y'all tripping right now. If they did get on me about that, I'm all like, wait a minute, what? Like, what have I been doing for 4 years? I'm all like, who's been here more than anybody else? Like, I can't remember the last time I took a vacation, so I'm like, bro, y'all better chill. So. But anyways, but no, so on a day like this, if it's raining in a car accident, most likely gonna end up being late. If it's just raining, probably gonna be like, early, like I'm still gonna be early before the place opens up, but I'm gonna most likely be a little bit like late. Usually I try to like show up there around like 7 o'clock and stuff. So I'm like leaving the house at like 6 something. But anyways, yeah, because it was like a 30-40 minute drive. But anyways, yeah, so but I caught the bus, so I was all like the bus driver. Of course, they had to make like 100 million stops before they got to mine. So if it probably wasn't for that, yeah, it's definitely like maybe a 30, like maybe a 20-minute drive. It really just depends and stuff. But anyways, yeah. Then but if it's raining, yeah, it's gonna most likely be a little bit later. But let's say if it's like a dry day, it ain't even raining at all. Then yeah, and then it's a week like this. It's Christmas week. Yeah, for sure, I'm going to be there like super early. I'll probably end up being there before 7 o'clock. So yeah, there's at times where that's happened. Where I'm all like, I ain't showed up like an hour before, like maybe like not even an hour. There's been times I was like, well, no, yeah, probably an hour, maybe a little bit more than an hour. Or like early and things, and so I'm just sitting there just chilling, talking with the coworkers and stuff, playing around and all that stuff. My job, I'm telling y'all, I had fun at that job. If I wasn't doing YouTube, I definitely would have been just trying to like rise through the ranks of that job. I've been trying to, yeah, of course, start off as a cashier, then work my way up to a supervisor, then a manager, and then when whatever, like, just like everything, and so I'm like maybe not an owner, but like probably like working my way all the way up to like the top ranked position in that job. So but anyways, yeah, on a dry day, like heading to Seattle, like it's gonna be a breeze. It honestly is. There's been times where I'm all like, wow, I got here fast. I'm like, dang, I didn't even get to get my morning sleep in. Like, I gotta get my morning nap on the bus. So I always had to get my morning naps and like when either heading home or heading to work. But I'm all like, or like, well, either way. But I'm like, whether it's morning or afternoon, I had to get my nap in on the bus. But then heading back home. So that was a little bit more because everybody is like leaving at either my time or like maybe a couple of hours from now. So I usually get off at work maybe at like around 3 something. Like if it's like if it ain't like, if we got like all 3 cashiers, yeah, we're leaving at like 3 something. But if it was just me and my friend Jack, because me and my friend Jack, there is that for the longest, like we would, it was just only the 2 of us. So we would be leaving at like 3:30 something, maybe close to 4. And I feel like during that that like hour 4 gap, we would it would be okay like heading home. Well, he lived in Seattle and I lived outside of Seattle, so all he had to do, I think he just had to catch like the little city buses and stuff, and he was straight. Me on the other hand, I got to catch 2 buses to go to my house. So the second bus was like, it was always a breeze. There was never traffic when I take the second bus and stuff. So I think my life maybe went one day out of the 4 years I worked there, but No, there'd be some days like downtown Seattle, like I would. So when the traffic, when like so like on a rain day, yeah, it's gonna most likely take 2 hours, 2 hours, because on top of everybody leaving at the hour where I'm leaving, yeah, you got all these cars backed up, so it's gonna take a long, long time. And I wouldn't like I get off work maybe 3. I probably wouldn't get home till like 5 something. So I'm like, it takes like 2 hours, like walking to the bus stop, getting on the bus. Bus has to leave Seattle. Then there might be traffic on I-5. So then I gotta go through like an hour of leaving Seattle, or just getting out of the city part, and then an hour of like heading home and stuff. So yeah, it was crazy at times, like leaving. And then I will never ever forget this. There was these two like so something like a crazy car accident happened in front of the stadiums. I think people were saying that it was like some tankers had overturned. Traffic was backed all the way up. So I'm kind of like, I would have to say like I'm in somewhat in the middle part of Seattle. I kind of was like in the outskirts. Well, maybe not the outskirts of Belltown, but I would, man, where? So I was like in the Nordstrom's area. If you look up like Nordstrom's in Seattle, so that's like maybe the middle area. Maybe it's like the entrance. I don't even really know. Like I still to this day don't know every single street and corner of Seattle. But to me, I felt like I was in the middle part of Seattle, at least the downtown part. So, anyways, so traffic was backed all the way up. So I kind of like worked like further up the street from where I had caught my bus at. And I remember there's our second location was right in front of the bus stop. So traffic was backed all the way up there from the stadiums all the way to where kind of like that Nordstrom's area. So yeah, y'all, if you guys like look that up on an GPS, that's like you'll see how like bad it was and stuff, and how long it took me to get up out of there. Cause like I said, I usually would get off work at around 3 something. I didn't get home until 8. I didn't get home until 8 o'clock that day. I'll never forget that. That was that was without doubt the longest bus ride ever. That was, and so the crazy part about it is that I remember, so once when I did get on I got on the bus, managed to get me a window seat. I love my window seats, bro. But anyways, got on the bus, and it was like kind of further up the street. So me and a bunch of other people, we walked further up the street, got on this bus, and then that wasn't as bad. Because I remember it was snowing really bad one time in Seattle. I'll talk about that too, because that was crazy. But anyways, but no, so I walked further up the street, remember catching the bus, and then I remember I went to sleep. I woke up and it was like an hour later. I didn't even left that area of Nordstrom's, and an hour had went by. So I'm like I said, I'm still in that area. Hour then went by. I'm looking around like, bro, at this point in time, it's like 4 something. So I go to sleep, wake up again. It's like a little past 5, and I'm like, dang, bro. And this time I'm like kind of like not completely in front of that Target by the pier, but I'm in that area. And so then went to sleep, wake up again. It's like maybe 6, 7 o'clock. And then I'm like kind of in front of some like other like buildings like further down the street. And then then we did get on the freeway. Freeway was a breeze for some. I was like, that just didn't even make any sense to me, bro. I'm like, well, I guess like because they probably like letting limited cars go on the freeway and stuff for that accident. So I was like, bro, oh my god, I'm like, I just want to go home. But yeah, then I ended up going home. Then it starts snowing. So I'm like, bro, if I slip and fall, I'm like, I should have been home. I should have been home a long time ago recording these some YouTube videos, bro. I was like, I remember that night. I think, was it a wrestling night? I can't remember. But I'm like, bro, I don't even want to do nothing no more. But then I'll never forget that it was like, this was last year when it snowed. Or was it? No, yeah, it was last year. It was last year when it snowed bad. It was snowing like bad. I remember I met up with my mom. We were gonna wait in front of her job to catch the bus, but I was like, no, we gotta go if we want to get ourselves, and we didn't even get a seat. That's the crazy part about it. We walked all the way, because my bus stop is like one of the first few bus stops. So I walked all the way there thinking, oh, okay, we're gonna be able to catch a bus. And or no, actually, I think we were in front of her job. Then we walked to Target, and then we walked to my job. And so yeah, like I said, my job is like one of the first few bus stops, and it's like in that Nordstrom's area. So or my old job. So anyways, caught the bus. We were standing the whole time there, and then it was crazy, and it's bruh, and I was sitting there like dozing off like while standing up. I'm like, that's how tired I was. But I'm telling you, man, like Seattle, don't get caught up in Seattle in any weather conditions unless it's sunny. If it's sunny, then you good. But even then, like it be getting hot on some of them buses and stuff. Especially you be sitting by the window. I'm like, bro, I'm like, you guys need to cut on an AC or something in here, because I'm like, it's hot on this bus. But take the ones. There were say times where there some of them buses didn't even have no AC. I'm like, y'all need to take this out of circulation. But anyways, yeah, stay out of Seattle in bad weather conditions. Like if it's raining like how it is right now, just stay out of Seattle. Don't even be down there right now. But anyways, I will talk to you guys later. Thank you guys for watching and or listening. If you're viewing this on YouTube, like, subscribe. And if you're viewing this on the podcast streaming service, make sure you follow or subscribe, however it's set up. Check out my merch store. Got a lot of merch up right now, even merch promoting my podcast, so go check that out. And yeah, I'll talk to you guys later. Thank you guys for watching and or listening, and peace.